I forgot to check on these berries. Looks like I'm still getting back more than I put in. Hello and welcome to Pokemon HeartGold. Uh, if even forgetting to check for a couple days allowed me to increase the number of berries I had, then I'm gonna plant 3 more. I was working all day yesterday and never thought to pop in and check on my berries. But if I check even once between now and the next Pokemon stream, I'll have what I need. So we are in Mahogany Town still. And I figure since I'm already in Mahogany, I may as well take on the gym here. Rocky is not necessarily the best lead because despite it being an ice gym, a lot of Pokemon are ice and water. Let's check it out. There are 5 trainers in this gym besides Price. Swinub at least is ground ice, so it won't have 4 times super effective water moves. It'll just have 2 times 2 times ice moves. I think I'm going to use Rocky wherever it's possible in this gym, because most of the time it won't be. Actually, 2 headbutts is probably more than enough to take out a Swinub. Especially if it's foolish enough to use Indira on the first turn instead of the second one. So yeah, I think we can probably get 3 gyms done today. Plus some additional stuff. Jinx is Ice Psychic, which means that rock moves will be super effective, and it doesn't have very good physical defense. But it does have the longest cry in the game. If I could get through the radio tower today, that would be my dream goal, but I don't know that that will be possible. I think this one has Seal. Yeah. Seal can probably take Onyx out. But if I get a critical hit with Headbutt, then that's not really a concern. Dugong is Water Ice. I'm forced to use Headbutt now. And got another critical hit, and Dugong flinched. So for all of Dugong's considerable bulk, it did nothing to me. Mostly I'm hoping that Onyx learns an Earth type move or a Ground type move before I go to the Steel Gym, which will be the 3rd of the 3 I do today. This one has just Dugong, which means it's slightly higher level than the other ones. Hazelratim. I don't know that the Dugong is faster than me. It's not, but Ice Shard is a priority move. And now Dugong is asleep. Because water does not resist the ice type, uh, rock moves are super effective against it. Okay, one more gym trainer. And I don't think I can get to him without moving any ice blocks. But I'm not worried about getting the path to price right away. I just want to get his gym trainers taken out and then be healed before I fight him. Alright, Onyx has gotten 2 levels here. I should probably switch out. I'm going to bring in Electrode. Now, on the one hand, I would like to use Electrode to take out the Seal and Dugong on Price's team, but he also has a Piloswine, which means if it comes in and I'm relying on Charge Beam and or Spark, then it's just walling me at that point. I think I'll still lead with Electrode either way. Swift is a special move that never misses. Is it time to give up rollout? It might be. Despite it being a physical electric move, I don't really want to go with Spark. Because it doesn't miss as much as Charge Beam does. I think it is time to give up rollout. Electrode is fast, but it doesn't really have the bulk of other rollout users. Like, Miltank is going to take more hits when building up its rollout combo than Electrode is. Or any of the other better rollout users. Alright, so I'm going to pop out and make sure that all my Pokemon are fully healed in both health and power points. And I'm going to move Electrode to the front. It can absolutely handle Seal. If he decides for some reason to send in Dugong second, then I can absolutely handle it as well. Chances are I do not want to leave it in against Piloswine, even if I decide to use Swift to fight it. Because even if I get a special attack boost against the Dugong, that is still not a good matchup because it has ground moves. If you said anything on YouTube, I apologize. My chat software was erroneously set to show only Twitch. It has been changed to show both Twitch and YouTube now. I don't see any comments in the YouTube chat, but if you left one and I missed it, I am sorry. Getting the price is not as difficult as I'm making it seem. That was wrong. I'm doing this all kinds of incorrect. I did not mean to push that one to the left. It is that easy to get the price. Pokemon have many experiences in their lives just like we do. I too have seen and suffered much in my life. Since I'm your elder, let me show you what I mean. I've been training Pokemon since before you were born. Really, Price? I was playing Pokemon before they came up with you. So I will use Charge Beam. And I'm actually going to go ahead and set up a light screen so that if they decide that Blizzard is a move they want to use, I can handle it. He got his health back, but I did get a special attack boost from the Charge Beam, so I can take him out. I got another special attack boost. And as far as I'm aware, Piloswine's ground moves are special. I don't remember, but I'm gonna hope that I'm right. Swift would be a 3-hit KO. I must be right about the ground moves being special if he's using Ice Fang instead. Ice Fang can freeze you or make you flinch. It did neither. Well, after the speed drop, he was faster than me anyway. So Electro did take out Piloswine. And Charge Beam will be super effective against Dugong. And I have enough special attack boosts that it should be a massive hit, if not a one-shot. One-shot. Alright. So Electrode swept Price. Since if my luck has run out. So I get the Glacier Badge, which will allow me to use Whirlpool outside of battle. It also raises special stats. And he gives me the TM for Hail, which would allow me to set up Ice. It damages all types except Ice, and I will not be getting an Ice type in this playthrough, so. But the battle against Red at the end of the game, if you have a team that is built to synergize well with Ice, it is ridiculously easy. Actually, weather teams in general perform exceptionally well against him. With my Sandstorms team, they were like all level 55 and I beat his level 80 Pokemon anyway. Okay, so now we are heading to Cianwood City. Will be our next destination. It is quite a ways away, and we are unable to fly currently. Now that we have defeated Price, I thought that shop was supposed to be open now. Maybe the emulator decided that I don't deserve that shop. I'm actually going to come through Mount Mortar. Pop a repel as I do so. There's a trainer I'm going to fight in here. While I have the bag open, let's pop out the dowsing machine. Because there is a hidden item in this chamber that I cannot access. It's up there and I need to climb to get up there. Anyway, I want to battle this trainer. Mount Mortar is a place I will probably explore more in what I plan to be my next challenge run. But for this run, it is not necessary to explore the whole thing. If you know what's deep in Mount Mortar, then that gives you a huge clue as to what I'll be doing next. It's actually a run I prefer more than the in-game trade ones. I would say it's a little bit easier, but more fun personally for me to play. I did not look for a patch to evolve my uh, Machoke. I'm like halfway through already. I don't want to put up another repel. There are 3 entrances to Mount Mortar. The middle one is accessible only through surfing. But the left and right ones connect, allowing you to technically get through Mount Mortar without needing to have surf. Which is why I would have been able to go to Mahogany earlier if I had been so inclined to do so. There is a hidden item I can get in this room without any HMs necessary. And we're free! I'm going to be buying many repels in Olivine City though, to get me across the water. As I said last time, I'm just going to surf to Cianwood. If I decide at some point in the future I need levels, then I can battle the trainers in the water then. But I do not need it right now. So let's pop into the mart. Get what our mom bought for us. Wakan berries could be good on a Pokemon that is weak to electric, if I had any. I do not have any Pokemon that evolve via Moonstone, but your mom is how you get one of the Moonstones in this. Buy apple berries, and we are done. I typically stop having my mom save money for me when I reach a point where I have all the type reduction berries. There's not one for fairy type, so there are 17 in this game. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 of them so far. Pasha would be good for like Onyx. That would be good for Machoke. I don't have the ground type one yet, which is the only thing that electric types are weak to. I'm missing some health. Muscle's missing a little bit of health from battling the Nidos. It is Friday again, which means the poison barb outside the Union Cave. There is one sibling that we have not reached the location of yet. There is one in Blackthorn City, which we may or may not get to today. I'm mentioning the day of the week siblings because we are about to head out onto the beach, and on Mondays, Monica will be here to give you the Sharp Beak, which boosts the power of flying type moves by 20%. Beaches are always a good place to pull out your dowsing machine. Except for this one. But beaches also often have things like star pieces and other items that are only good for selling. So, Toaded Island no surf, so I can get out onto the water. And then I'm going to pop my first of the repels. Now I'm going to use my regular repels first. Now I'm going to want to get to the... Uh, darn it! I forgot that she turns. It's okay. I could use a little bit more experience before I fight Chuck. I mean, besides his gym trainers. I'll be fighting all of them as well. The reason I wanted to start surfing on the right is because there's a TM on this island. Pluck is a flying type move that will use the opponent's berry if they're holding one. So use it against any of the ace Pokemon for the gym leaders and take their citrus berry. She's kind of hard to avoid. I'll battle her at least. I think if I had been a bit more careful with it, I could have gotten past her, but eh. I carelessly used Vital Throw, forgetting that it's decreased priority. My next Pokemon could be a Golduck. Goldeen, not Golduck. It's Goldfish. And because this is Generation 4, I have to open up the bag to use another Repel. Alright, technically we are within Cianwood City now. There are several hidden items here in Cianwood. Start with this one, a Stardust. Items that exist to be sold. My Repel wore off and I'm trying to click the button to say next. There are more hidden items up here, but there's also Suicune. Pokemon can come out of broken rocks. This is another way you could have gotten Krabby if you don't want to fish for it. You can also get Shuckle here. Shuckle is a cool Pokemon. I'm going to pop a save state before I approach. So I'm about to get into a fight. Hello again, Yusin. I know that the headset power is low, that's why I'm looking for the cord. Give me just a minute to find that. Okay, that'll be significantly less bothersome. Yo, wasn't that Suicune just now? Suicune is beautiful and grounded. It reaches the towns and roads at simply awesome speeds. He wants to battle me. He thinks that by beating me... He says that Suicune has taken a notice of me and thinks that by battling me, Suicune will decide that he's a better trainer. I will pay back his drowsy. Take care of that real quick. Now I am convinced that Yusin is in fact a cheater. Not because of his drowsy or his haunter. I'm surprised that it outsped me, to be honest. It's now using Curse. Hypnosis, Lick, Curse. I don't know what his fourth move is, and I'm not going to find out. No, the reason I think Yusin is a cheater, besides always hitting Hypnosis, is that he has an Electrode, and it just does not miss its Thunder. I I was slower than the Haunter, but I'm faster than the Electrode? Or does Payback have... I don't... Payback doesn't have decreased priority, does it? Oh, it's Thunder Mist. What do you know? I'm going to send out Rocky because its Thunder cannot actually hit Rocky. He's going to use Sonic Boom instead, but after a Rock Tomb or two, I'm faster than it. Screech doesn't matter. Okay. I have had resets to UC before, but not today. In Crystal, he was Mystic Man UC'ing, but I guess they decided the word Mystic is not good to refer to people as, and he was changed to Mystery Man. So, Cameron the photographer lives here in town. There's this... That house doesn't matter. This house over here. This guy here. I'm in shock. A guy about your age with piercing eyes and long hair came in. He scared me into giving me my prized Pokemon. I still have one left, but if he comes back, you look strong. You left my Pokemon for a while? Sure. Give me your Shuckle. Now, Shuckle does have a different trainer ID, and is technically not yours, but I didn't trade him for it, so it doesn't count for this run. But I'm keeping it so I have another trainer ID for the lottery and at the radio tower. Shuckle has very high defense and very high special defense and not a lot else going for it. I do like to use it to beat Lance. I just resist all of his attacks. Okay, so I am in level order. The other place of note in town besides the gym is the pharmacy. You need medicine, your Pokemon appear to be fine. Is something worrying you? The lighthouse Pokemon is in trouble. I got it. This ought to do the trick. We obtained the secret potion. Key item. A tad too strong. I only offer it in an emergency. So, you can, at this point, surf back across to Olivine, go up the lighthouse, and give the secret potion, giving you the ability to battle Jasmine. But while you're in Cianwood, you may as well take on Chuck, because if you beat him, you can then use Fly outside of battle, and we can just fly back to Olivine instead of surfing. Hitmonlee does not have fantastic physical defense, so Muscle is more than the match. It wants to learn Wake Up Slap, which is another fighting type move that wakes up a sleeping Pokemon. But if the Pokemon is asleep, it does more damage. It would have been nice against Seal and Dugong using Rest. Now, I do not have on my team currently, nor do I foresee a time when I will have a move that puts the opponent to sleep. So right now I would only have it if a Pokemon were put to sleep by itself, which means Pokemon that use Rest. Next time I've had a Pokemon that uses Rest is never. So I'm going to pass up on Wake Up Slap. Its base power is a little bit higher than Karate Chops, but without the heightened critical hit chance. Let's switch Electrode to the front and delete that. It does say that I'm streaming Pokemon right now, right? Yes, it does. I forgot to switch it to Stardew Valley the other day. It said I was still playing Cook Serve Delicious. Alright, so we need to get into the top of this gym to actually stop the waterfall and battle Chuck. You can use a bridge to get over to it, or if you battle this trainer and then leave the gym to reset his position, you can just go up the left side. I did not get a special attack boost on the Machop. If I had, I think the Charge Beam would have finished the Machoke, but very close to a level up. So yeah, I need to get up to the red thing up there. So I don't have to battle another trainer. But why not battle all four? Black Belt Lao will have a Hitmonchan. We basically get a crash course on most of the fighting type Pokemon by going through this gym. He's going for the Thunder Punch, and he got paralyzed by static. He tried to use Mach Punch, I guess, since he was going to go first, but he was fully paralyzed. The second Charge Beam, thanks to special attack, boost out. Beat the bulky Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan is one of the Pokemon that was helped most by splitting special into two stats. It's Generation 1 special, which was very low, became a special attack, and it got a nice new special defense stat. So I fought Machop and Machoke, Hitmonlee, and Hitmonchan. This guy has the Minkies. Machop is a higher level and an evolved Pokemon. I mean, it's middle stage, but if I had done a patch correctly, I would have Machoke evolving at level 40. That's typically when I set it to evolve trade Pokemon if I do. I will watch your video after my stream, my dude. I took a relatively small amount of damage, but I am kind of paranoid about gym leaders getting like 4 critical hits in a row and the 8 HP I lost actually being a problem. I don't think blacking out against Chuck will be necessary, so I'm not worried about moving my Pokemon. I should have waited a little bit to plant my berries today, because once I can fly back to Goldenrod, I could buy fertilizer easily. And make it so that I actually get to water them once before the end of the stream, but Nope. Once you've planted the berry, you cannot then put fertilizer down afterwards. There is a large winch. Will you turn it? The child turns the winch with pure might. And now the water's not pounding down on his head, Chuck can pay attention to you. I will do a proper save as well. Save states are my safety measure, not a reliable save. Pounding waterfall right in my head. Arrgh! Why did you stop the waterfall from pouring on me? That has nothing to do with Pokemon? That's true. I believe in the anime he actually like spars with his Pokemon, but alright, muscle against Primate. I am a higher level. He tries to lower my defense with Leer. I take out half of his health with Karate Chop. Chuck relies very heavily on Focus Punch. As long as you keep hitting him, it will disrupt his focus and he won't be able to use it. Poliwrath is his second Pokemon, one that we haven't already seen. He has a couple ways of disrupting you so that you can't stop his focus. For example, using Body Slam to try and paralyze you. No, not yet. And when he finally had tried to Focus Punch, that's when I was fully paralyzed. But I was prepared for Poliwrath. If I don't miss the Charge Beam, this battle's over. Super effective. Billy's special attack rose. But the battle's over, so it doesn't matter. We lost. No. You're worthy of the Storm Badge. Storm Badge lets your Pokemon fly to any city or town you've already been to, and it gives you TM01, which is Focus Punch. And when you defeat Chuck, this woman comes up to you. That's Cedarwood's gym badge. You should take this HM. She gives you the HM for fly. Teach fly to your Pokemon, you'll be able to fly instantly. Then if you talk to her again. My husband lost you, so he needs to train harder. That's good since he was getting a little chubby. So that's Chuck's wife. If you talk to her before battling Chuck, she'll make a comment about it must have been difficult to surf across the sea and to come talk to her if you win the Sea and Wood Gym badge. So I will revive my Pokemon, and now that I have Fly, I will take out my third HM user, which is going to be Kenya. I will teach it to fly. In Generation 3, Spearow was good then, but you kind of wanted to wait to evolve it until level 25 so it would learn Aerial Ace through level, and then evolve it, because Aerial Ace is a reasonably powerful flying type move that doesn't miss, ever. In Generation 4, its level up moveset was changed a little bit. It now learns Aerial Ace at level 17, which means you can evolve it as soon as it reaches level 20 and still no Aerial Ace. I'm going to take Fury Attack off of it. I mean, I'm not going to be using it in battle anyway, but if I were going to be using it in battle, the move I would want to remove would be Fury Attack. So now I can fly back to Olivine City. Hello Dexy, welcome to the stream. Happy to see you. So Now, since I've already been through the lighthouse, I can take the elevator to the top floor. Remember last time when I pointed out that the elevator is the only way to get down from the top floor? Because if you're going up the lighthouse normally, you have to fall down an area and then go back inside. So the only way to get down is via the elevator. Will that medicine cure Amphi? Yes. Please don't be offended. Amphi will not take anything from anyone but me. Amphi, how are you feeling? Blue, blue. The secret potion healed Amphi, and now the lighthouse is lit. Good for sailors everywhere. And Jasmine, returning to the gym, goes down the ladder. Apparently, she can fly unaided because there is no way for someone to get down going down the ladder. We do not have that magic power, so we will go down the elevator. So, to my disappointment, Onyx did not learn a ground type move before this gym. Actually, the closest to leveling up is Billy. I'm going to really quick check Onyx's Generation 4 moveset. Because if I'm like one level away from a good ground type move, I'm going to get that before I battle Jasmine. No, not Gen 5. It's probably better in Gen 5. Well, I know it's better in Gen 5 because Sturdy was changed. But I'm not playing Generation 5. I'm playing Generation 4. And then Generation 4, Onyx. Well, it will learn Curse in the level. And it learns Iron Tail even though it's not a Steelix. It will learn Sand Tomb at level 46, which is basically ground type Wrap. I could teach it Dig. I do have the Dig TM, but there are better Pokemon to teach Dig to in the future, so I think I'm just going to do my best to take out Jasmine anyway. Once you have given the secret potion, the Safari Zone will be open. Babel will call you. He tells you that if you go through the gate west of Cianwood, which did not exist before the remix, that you can get to the Safari Zone going that way. So, inside the gym, there's a gentleman, but he says, I knew you'd come here. Thank you for helping the gym leader, but battle is a separate matter. Go for it. And this girl, Giggle, I know how capable you are from the lighthouse. It's time you showed that side of yourself to Jasmine. Good luck. So there are two gym trainers, but you basically fought them already. I do not expect to win this battle my first try, but we'll give it a shot. I should probably be leading with Muscle because it's the only Pokemon I have that has super effective moves. But we'll see if I can get a nice some nice charge beams built up against the Magnemites. I missed. They used Thunder Wave. They love using Thunder Wave. I mean, they're going to be using electric types moves on me. I'm going to be using electric type moves on them. The difference is that my special attack is being raised by most of them. She's using her Hyper Potion on the Magnemite, which is preferable to her using it on Steelix, at least. Thunderbolt and Sonic Boom do about the same to me. I would not complain if if Electrode had at least managed to take out one of them. Onyx can't do much more than absorb some hits. So use a karate chop to make the Magnemite faint. I don't know whether she's gonna send out the other Magnemite next. Okay, I'm glad she did. Karate chop might take it out in one hit. Okay, so I have 0% confidence that Macho can muscle past Steelix's defense, despite the super effective move. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to switch into Onyx. Hope it doesn't hit me with an Iron Tail. It's using Sandstorm. And I'm going to use Dragon Breath and see if I can at least paralyze it before Macho continues to fight it. But an Iron Tail is super effective despite Onyx's defense. An Iron Tail will be a one-hit KO. So since I didn't get the... I'm going to outspeed the Steelix. Another critical hit is basically necessary to take it out. I did not get another one. Iron Tail is not terribly accurate, so I can hope that it misses. And because of the critical hit and the Iron Tail miss, Machoke was still able to come out with the victory, which means I have 7 gym badges when less than an hour ago I had 4. You are a better trainer than me in both skill and kindness. In accordance with league rules, I confer upon you this badge. And we get the mineral badge. With that badge, all Pokemon, including traded Pokemon up to level 70, will obey you without question. Please take this too. And she gives me the TM for Iron Tail. Onyx and Steelix, when I get it later, will learn that naturally. But if there's another Pokemon I think would benefit from it, I have a TM now. After you exit whatever gym you choose to get your 7th badge in, Professor Elm will call you. I called because something weird is happening with radio broadcasts. They were talking about Team Rocket. Do you know anything about it? Maybe Team Rocket has returned. No, that just can't be true. Sorry to bug you. Take care. If we listen to the radio, I was already in the Pokegear menu, so it would have been a good time to do that. Pick any station. Any station at all. We're the amazing Team Rocket. It's been 3 years, but we rebuilt the team and restructured. We're proud to announce that we're back. Giovanni, can you hear this? We finally did it. Where could the boss be, I wonder? I wonder if he heard this announcement. There was a limited time mystery gift distribution that added an event involving Giovanni. But that's not what this challenge is about. There are ways that you can get those events even now by changing internet settings on your DS or 3DS. But there are videos on how to do that. I will not get into it here. I will, however, go ahead and fly to Goldenrod City. Actually, I wanted to fly to Violet City first. By the way, as soon as we were able to get surf in Cherry Grove City, you can surf on the water there. There's a guy standing on the little island. He will give you the Mystic Water. So you get the Miracle Seed very early on. You can get the Charcoal immediately after the second gym, you can get the Mystic Water as soon as you have beaten the fourth gym and can surf outside the battle. I'm going to cut down a couple trees so I don't have to go through the tall grass. And I'm returning after quite some time to Mr. Pokemon's house because we happen to find a rare item that he may be interested in. That red scale? What's that? A red Gyarados? That's rare. I want it. Would you care to trade it? I can offer this experience share I got from Professor Oak. I wanted to get the experience share now because it will help me in getting my fourth team member. Now, the fourth team member requires, like all the other in-game trades, a very specific Pokemon to unlock it. And I do get one of that Pokemon, or at least the pre-evolved version of that Pokemon, for free after defeating the 8th gem. But I would prefer to have that Pokemon available to me prior to the 8th gem. I'm going to take all of my HM users out of my party for now, so I'm not tempted to use them. What you need to get the third team member is specifically a female Dragonair. Now, Dratini is not easy to get, but you can get a Dratini for 2100 coins from the game corner. So we're back to Voltorb Flip. Sorry I didn't do this off screen. I know not a lot of people are a fan of this game. I am in fact a Voltorb Flip fan, so I want to do it anyway. I need another 2. Got it there. And there has to be a 2 in this row somewhere. It has to be there. So the first level, you're not going to get a lot of coins no matter what. But if we can get up to, like, say level 4 or 5, then I should be getting stuff pretty quickly. I'm going to try for a 3 there. And there needs to be 2 2s in this row, so there and there. Alright, at the very least there's a column here, so I will not go down. But that middle row is very dangerous. Okay. Top row done. Bottom row done. Darn it! 50-50 shot, and I picked wrong. But I'm not going down a level. I'm staying at level 3. This one doesn't look as dangerous. 5, 6, 7. So there's not another one there. There's not one in that row. There's plenty in this top row, though. I do need another 2, or another 1. So flip that. That row and that row are done. That row is done. This one still needs a 2, and it has to be there. The reason I want to do this now is so that I can slap the experience share on the Dratini and get it to levels I need to evolve it while I'm going through the relatively easy Team Rocket battles. I knew I had to have a big one in this row. I do need another in this row. Okay, what? Oh, it's the top row, of course. That was on me. That was not bad luck. That was a bad choice. I need a couple threes here, so only pick ones that could be three. The fourth column is done. I don't need to worry about the first column. This one has to have a 2 somewhere. Okay. I need a 2 in this one. There were not a lot of good choices there, unfortunately. I'm hoping I can get a level 4 that is not too difficult, but I'm getting some rough ones here. And try that. Nope. I need a 2. And it can't be the far left, so... Okay. First and third columns, I have everything. Let's try that. Okay. Second row is done. I still need a... Yeah, 3 there was the most likely outcome. I still need more in this column. And I still need a 2 here. Okay, 288 coins. We are more than a third of the way to the Dratini. But it's getting more and more dangerous with every... If I didn't get everything in that bottom row, I was just going to be struggling anyway. Unfortunately, it only gave me 2s there. I need a 2 there. Need a 2 there. Let's check this one. Nope, so it has to be here. And the other 2 is up here. I can get a free column and row here, so I won't have to go down below level 3. It also gave me what I need for column 2. And I have column 3 now. I still need another 2 here. It's more likely to be in that. And I still need a 2 in that row and another 3 up there. Halfway there. That is a very nasty row. Or column, pardon me. So I still need a 2 there. And I need more in this row. Let's do that. And the last is right there. That was not a difficult level 4 by any means. And I have a free column here in level 5, making it likely that I improve. A 2 there? Nope. How about a 2 here? Yes, so top column done. A 3 there, so another row done. A 2 there. There's a 2 remaining in row 3 and 4, and 1, 2 each in column 2 and column 4. So, both of them have 3 volt orbs. There. I had reasons to suspect it was that one, but either way, I was dealing with 3 volt orbs in each of those. I get another free row, so I still won't be going down no matter what. Let's use this 8 and 1 to try and get... I just went all in on that column. Which means I know where one of the volt orbs is. You can actually open the memo. And if you know what something is, you can mark it. So if I know that's a Voltorb, I can mark it as such. I changed my mind, and it was a good thing I did. There needs to be one more 2 in this column, and it was there, which means I know the location of 3 more Voltorbs. In fact, I know the location of quite a few Voltorbs. I know that there's 4 in this row, and I already flipped the 1. So I actually could have done that right away. Oh, no, I did not want to quit. Okay, so there's a 2 in column 4 and a 2 in column 5. One of those 2s is in row 1 and the other is in row 4. Both rows have 3 Voltorbs. But it's a 50% chance no matter what. I'll click this one. It worked. Which means I know that the last one has to be here. Yeah, if you get out of level 5, you're getting like 500 coins. We're almost there. Almost good to continue on. We're at level 6 now. I got the 2 that I need in column 1. I know that column 2 has 4 Voltorbs. I know that the lion's share of the points are in the 4th and 5th column, but I do need a... Oh, darn it, it's 3 in the top row. No, it was the 3 on the 4th row. So I was wrong in all sorts of ways on that one. It is giving me a free row again. And some basically freebies. I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. So I don't have to worry about row 2 anymore. Column 5 is done. I need a 2 on... I needed a 2 somewhere in that row. Or a 3 somewhere. 2 2s or a 3. Okay, it was generous with giving me free rows several times. That's 5, 6, 7. I still need a 2, but it's not a good enough chance to risk on it. I will guess there. Okay. I'll go down to level 5, but if I beat level 5, that's still enough for the Dratini. I'm not going to make you sit here while I try and get enough coins to teach Electro Thunderbolt. I would not do that on the screen ever. There are sites that claim to have that claim to guarantee your victory in Voltorb Flip. They do not work. The only way to guarantee that you win at Voltorb Flip is if you edit the game code in some way to guarantee that it puts the Voltorbs in a certain spot. No site will accurately predict it. At least not 100% of the time, like they claim. I needed a 2, I just wasn't sure where it was. And I am falling apart here. It's mostly because I just want to keep playing the game rather than... I knew those had to be big ones because... Okay, and I'm done with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th column. It has to be a 3 there. That's 162 coins, which leaves me 39 coins short of Dratini. Alright, 2 threes, so I'm done there. I need more, and it can only be these 2 rows. Nope, it's that row and this one. Alright, there's my 324 coin, or there's my 2100 coins that I need for Voltorb, or that I need for Dratini. If I lose the game, regardless of whether I go down a level, I'll end it there. Okay. Nope, I'm done. My mom's calling me again. I don't know why. Oh, hang on. Save before you do it, so that if he gives me a male Dratini, I can try again. I made sure that there was an open space in my party so I can check right away. It is a female Dratini, so save again. And I'm going to slap the experience share on it. At level 30, it will evolve into Dragonair, and then when I reach Blackthorn City, I will be able to trade for my Dodrio. Okay, the Voltorb flip is done. Now, there are Team Rocket members all over town. In order to actually do anything, to progress, we need to come back to the Goldenrod Underground. Remember that you said you can dress up like Team Rocket. Are you a newcomer too? We had to recruit new members for the Radio Tower mission. Then we ran out of uniforms. I heard the studio has some, so I decided to borrow one. Since you're here, why don't you change as well? Use your Team Rocket outfit. Look at you, pretty good. Oh, but you shouldn't try to scare people walking around looking like that, okay? So now we're dressed up like Team Rocket, my dearest ambition fulfilled. You can talk to people if you want to. Like this guy. You look like an earnest youth. How come you ended up in Team Rocket? Now, while we're dressed up like a Team Rocket member, we cannot leave town. Even if we try to fly, it will say no. There are a number of buildings that are blocked off while we are dressed up like this. We can't go down this way. We can come out towards the global terminal station, but it's blocked. The global terminal was important when Wi-Fi was supported for the game, but it's not anymore. Yes, I've been telling visitors to go home as you instructed. So if you come over here... Ha! You must be new. You look pretty good in the Team Rocket uniform. Go on ahead. But when you try to go up the stairs, our rival shows up. Hey, Team Rocket! Stop going around in groups and troubling people, you cowards. Huh? Are you Patrick? What are you doing here? No way, you think you're strong now that you look like them? That's foolish. You shouldn't wear those things. You're not a newcomer? Then battle with me. Our rival ruining everything. So we're 3 badges further than when I last fought Team Rocket. But they're still Team Rocket. They're not going to be very tough. Team Rocket is weak. Oops. I did not mean to select light screen. When I'm going through the radio tower, I think of it as liberating the tower one floor at a time. So I think the way my brain works The first floor is safe now. There are no Team Rocket members on the first floor. Why would they want to take over the radio tower? Yes, we can talk to people as we go up. Ha ha ha, how boring. It was far too easy. Yes, because the police stay on the routes north and south of Goldenrod rather than ever bothering to check in on the city itself. Arbok has Intimidate, so it lowers my attack. So I will try Charge Beam. The second time, I would have used Surf if I would have used Swift if I had gotten the attack boost, but I did not. Billy grew to level 38. Dratini grew to level 16. Rocky still needs to reach level 37. Machoke will go to 39 before Electrode. By the way, Dratini has good moves. Here at level 15, it knows Leer, Thunder Wave, Twister, and Dragon Rage. Thunder Wave and Dragon Rage are at least good. It's a modest Dratini, so if I were going to use it, I would have a nice special attacking variant. Somebody needs to put a beating on this mean Team Rocket, like 3 years ago even. Go back to the first games. Huh? Today's password? Help, of course. I haven't really done Buena's password. Speaking of which, it's 3 o'clock. Or the 3 o'clock hour. I'll take a break soon so I can do what I need to do. So I'll mostly just headbutt things with Onyx. More accurate than the rock moves. I would recommend teaching Onyx Curse when it can learn it, if you plan on evolving it into Steelix. If you plan on keeping it as an Onyx, I wouldn't sacrifice its reasonable speed to increase its attack and its defense even further. Its attack is bad no matter what, even after boosts. Its defense is good no matter what. Boosts just make it better. The one saving grace Onyx has is that it's faster than most rock types, and teaching it Curse takes away that advantage. I mention it because we're going to learn Curse in just a little bit here. Or be given the opportunity to do so. Pokemon from the Game Corner have your original trainer ID with them, which is why Dratini is getting normal experience instead of boosted. I don't know if it will get all the way to level 30 while I'm here, but there's a nice route before Blackthorn City where I can continue training it if necessary. Plus some areas that I can go back to now that I've have access to more HMs, plus all those trainers in the ocean that I decided to skip. It doesn't really matter to me how Dratini's stats go up or what moves it learns, since I'm not the one who gets to use it anyway. One more trainer and the second floor will be secure. I will take my break for today after the third floor. Grammar knows poison type moves, which are not very effective against the rock ground type Onyx. If it were a Steelix, I would be immune to the poison moves, but I was worried about being poisoned. So, as I'm keeping this Onyx as an Onyx, I'll get a Steelix later, but I do not think Curse is useful for my Onyx. I have to use it up until I defeat the Elite Four for the first time. But after that, I'm basically done with... I'm going to be pretty quickly restructuring basically my entire team. And one of the things that will go will be Onyx. Because it got poisoned and wasn't doing much damage to Muck, I now have to use another Pokemon. Because of what's coming up, I want to make sure that all of my Pokemon are getting experience while I'm going through here. So because of Onyx, I need to go heal. There is a rival battle coming up, and that will be more difficult than all of the Team Rocket members combined. I have to go up 5 floors of the radio tower, and then I have to go down to the Goldenrod Underground and clear out some rockets down there to get the key that opens the other half of the radio tower. Well, less than half, but the door that's on the 3rd floor that leads me up to the very, very top. And then I'll be done with the radio tower. I would say once you've cleared the 4th floor, you're about halfway through. I am done with the 2nd floor. I would say the employees on the 2nd floor should go get help. There are 3 trainers to battle on this floor. This guy has a coughing, which of course has good physical defense. In fact, I'll see how much Dragon Breath does. Less than half, and that allowed it to self-destruct. But self-destruct is not going to do very much to Onyx. Christine is now level 18. Grimer is more bulky on the special side, so I do not want to use Dragon Breath on it. He disabled my headbutt, so go to Rock Throw. I'll just Rock Throw the Rattata. Missed multiple times in a row. Team Rocket Grunt. There's also a scientist on this floor. I believe he has Porygon, if I'm not mistaken. After the Bandamites, that is. Steel is the only type that resists Dragon, so even if I used Dragon Breath, they would resist it. I'm just going to switch in the muscle so that I can actually take out the Magnemite in a reasonable amount of time. So 2 Magnemites, and then his 3rd Pokemon. Is that also a Magnemite? I might be thinking of a scientist elsewhere that they have that uses Porygon. I might even be thinking of Fire Red. Who knows? Either way, Scientist Garrett has been defeated. And one more rocket that is currently accessible on this floor. The last rocket on this floor I need the card key to get to. A lone Weezing. I'll use Dragon Breath, but I hope it just goes boom. It's the fastest way to take it out. Another Dragon Breath should do it either way. Alright, Weezing went down. You're kidding. The Team Rocket boss has locked himself in, but the director can open it. So the director is the one who can open that. There's 3 more on this floor. I'll actually go ahead and do the 4th floor as well. Proton, the leader of this radio tower mission, he is so cool. Who are you? If you are in the way of Proton, I mean Team Rocket, I won't allow that. So we haven't seen Proton since Slowpoke Well, but he's on the other side of this glass. So we can see that he will be an obstacle later. Ekans has Intimidate, cutting Onyx's already poor physical attack. Oddish. Oddish flinched, which means I can easily take it out. Gloom. I'm doing like a quarter with Headbutt at this point. That did more, but Mega Drain's gonna take me out and restore its health. Onyx is giving me all sorts of trouble. And there's an Ekans. This one apparently has Shed Skin because I was not intimidated. I'll go ahead and clear this floor with Muscle and Billy. Team Rocket and Proton are all I need. Who cares about Pokemon? Proton for one thing. Yes, so I'll take out the remaining 2 trainers on this floor and I'll heal during my break. Team Rocket Grunt sent out Zubat. Payback is putting in work for me. All these Pokemon that resist or quad resist fighting type moves. Dratini has now gained 5 levels here. We will take Golbat out with 2 paybacks. And this grunt has 1 more Pokemon. It is a Grimer, which I will also be using payback on. No, unbelievable. And the scientist. All these trainer battles, our mom's going to call us plenty. This is the scientist that uses Porygon. I'm happy that Muscle is still the one out because the first hit will be super effective. This Porygon is a normal type. Take it out with a Karate Chop before it changes its type. Alright, so we're through the first 4 floors of the radio tower, and we're about an hour and a half into the stream. I'm going to take a short break and be back with you in just a little bit. Forgot to turn the headset back on. Okay, let's see if this worked. Do I have a Machamp? I do. Okay, cool. So I was going to evolve it in one level anyway. I couldn't use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to do it, uh, unfortunately, which is the way I would have preferred to have done it. But I was able to edit the save file to give me a Machamp. Hopefully that won't cause any issues moving forward. Alright, we're going on to the director's office. Do you hear me? I am the director. We decided to broadcast wonderful shows to praise Team Rocket. Everyone, I don't want to hear you complain, just do a good job to... Thanks, I'm busy impersonating the... Who are you? Oh no, it's you again. No, I was pretending to be the director to influence the entire region to support Team Rocket. So we are battling Petrel for the second and final time. He's got a bunch of coughing and wheezing. Now, ideally, he would just use his, he would just explode a bunch and make it easy on me. Let me turn that down a couple notches. The game still sounds loud to me. So I'm going to turn it down in both my ears and the stream. Changing things in the stream settings often makes me drop frames, but... So he's sending out his wheezing very quickly. I have done a Pokemon HeartGold, Soul Silver, and Nuzlocke before. This is the battle that basically crushed my spirit because I got poisoned and then he went boom on my Gyarados that I was raising with such love and care and got a critical hit and my Gyarados fainted and I was sad, so I stopped. I've done other Nuzlocke since then, but that was my first attempted one, at least in HeartGold and Soul Silver. That did not go well. I didn't expect Onyx to win, but yeah. So I'm going to try Charge Beams with Billy. Of course, Petrel's wheezing and coughing are weaker on the special side. Now I did get Smoked Screen, and that is a problem as far as Charge Beam goes. I'm not going to bother teaching it Slam. I wouldn't wish that move on my worst enemy, or anyone I trade to. So I'm hoping that Charge Beam just hits. But if it doesn't, I'm hoping that I get enough special attack boosts that Swift still does enough damage. But despite the smoke screen, I'm hitting most Charge Beams anyway, so we should be okay. Let me double check that garbage chats are not happening. Go away. Leave me alone. I don't want your viewers. I'm gonna double check that I did actually unmute myself. Okay, cool. I have to fix a previous stream where I didn't unmute myself. Cook Serve Delicious stream. Unfortunately, when you edit audio in YouTube's audio editor, what it's really doing is giving you the chance to replace the music in your video with things from their audio library. You cannot add voiceover. So I had to download the video and I'll open it in my own video editor and add voiceover that way. Alright, Petrol has been defeated. Listen carefully. We stashed the real director in the underground warehouse. It's at the far end of the Goldenrod Tunnel. I am a nice guy. I will give you the basement key to get to the underground warehouse. Take it with gratitude. So, in my mind, having defeated him means that the broadcast of supporting Team Rocket should end because the person who is impersonating the director has been defeated and unmasked. But that is not how things actually work. For some reason, what I have done so far actually changes nothing. I'll make sure that I'm fully healed. I still don't really have an answer for Bayleaf. I think Muscle is probably my best shot. I'm going to start the rival battle, which is the next battle I'm doing, with Onyx. He will lead with a Pokemon that is weak to Rock-type moves. So when you come down to the underground this time, the trainers and the merchants and whoever was here before is not down here right now. Who is down here right now? It's a Kimono Girl. Team Rocket members in black suits have been running around. I was wondering what was going on. So you took on Team Rocket? You are impressive. Be able to defeat legendary Pokemon. Never mind. I must go now. I'm going to change my save state index to index 3. I want to have an older save state in case something ends up broken because of me editing my Machoke. So, come forward this way, and here he is. Hold it. What I told you before was to deceive you. I thought it would let me tell you and it would lead me to Lance. Well, he never showed up. No matter. I was planning to meet you after Lance, but since you are here, I will repay my debts. And we are fighting a young man with piercing eyes and long hair. I mentioned that because there's a new Pokemon on his team that he stole from the guy on Golbat is weak to rock-type moves, but he is Confuse Ray, and now I'm confused, and he's using Air Cutter, which I resist, but it's a special move, so it still does a little bit of damage. Alright. He next sends out Sneasel, that is the Pokemon he stole. It is a dark ice type, which means it is weak to rock-type moves. So I will throw more rocks at it. Sneasel is a cool Pokemon. I really like Sneasel. But you get it so late. If you want a Sneasel, just trade it in. Or use the randomizer to start with it. So good attack, good defense, good speed. Now Meganium comes out. I said Bayleaf, but it's Meganium now. It would one-shot, more than likely one-shot Rocky, so I will switch into my friendly new Machamp. Machamp smiles so much. I like Machamp. Pedal Dance is a 2 to 3 turn move that leaves the user confused afterwards. So Meganium is now confused. It hurt itself in confusion, which is very good. because I need Machamp to fight the rest of the team. Dratini got a little bit more experience because it got half of the total experience, and the rest was split between Muscle and Rocky before it got multiplied by the traded boost. But the Haunter is weak to Payback, and Magnemite will be weak to Karate Chop. And that is another rival defeat. I don't understand. Is what that Lance guy said true? That I don't treat Pokemon properly? Love, trust. Are they really what I lack? Are they keeping me from winning? We have one more required fight against him, but I will fight him a few more times. I will ignore my mother. Not in real life. I will ignore my mother in the game. I'll be seeing my mom in about an hour. After I stop the stream. I will throw a potion on Rocky, and I will throw a super potion on Muscle, and we'll call that good. Once I get through this little puzzle, I can hit that purple switch below me, and it will give me a quick way to get back out if I decide I need to do a full heal at the Pokemon Center. I'll just spark you. There are several trainers down here. I wanted to take him out because if I were terribly wounded and needed to leave to heal, I wouldn't want him in my way. So I had a friend way back in, let's see, this was 3rd or 4th grade at the time. This is so very long ago. And they were having trouble with this area. So they asked me if I knew the solution. And I did, of course. So I told them. And they got very excited and gave me a big hug. And even though this is a remake, the solution to the puzzle is unchanged. So there are 3 panels on the wall, and the panels will change the doors in the room with the same color as the panel. Floors that have the rooms that have flooring the color of the panel you flip is how I would phrase that sentence. In addition to Team Rocket, there are some just common criminals down here as well. Burglars. Because things get dropped in the underground, and they're like, hey, that's something I could take and sell or use. He's got a Magmar, which is better than coughing, but Fire Spin has a tendency to miss. I'll finish it with a Swift, and we will move on. Burglar Duncan. The burglars don't have much money either. There's a smoke ball there. That is a held item that would allow you that guarantees fleeing from a battle. Normally, fleeing from a wild battle is based on your Pokemon's speed compared to the opposing Pokemon's speed. So if you're using something like, oh, for example, Snorlax, uh, you're not going to be able to easily run away from very many wild Pokemon. Whereas if you're using, like, for example, Electrode, you're going to be able to run away from anything. But the Smoke Ball guarantees it no matter what your speed is. I believe it also lets you switch if there's an ability or move that normally prevents switching. But it might just be fleeing from wild battles. The description says it allows you to flee from any wild battle without fail. I will check the Bulbapedia entry for the Smoke Ball and see if it has any effect on in other situations. And I will continue to charge beam the rockets. In the core series games, fleeing from wild Pokemon is guaranteed to succeed. It does not ignore trapping moves. In Generation 3 and 4, it was changed. If held by a Pokemon, it can flee and teleport successfully, regardless of trapping moves and abilities. If the Pokemon holding the faint ball faints, or the smoke ball faints, you can still flee without fail instead of switching into a new Pokemon. In Generation 5, it was changed so that a Pokemon is not guaranteed to teleport away, and it does not guarantee on the turn a Pokemon holding it faints either. So since this is Generation 4, it would allow me to flee from a wild Pokemon that has something like Arena Trap or Magnet Pull for an electric Pokemon. So the easiest solution is just hit the panels from left to right. You won't be able to go back up the top or all the way to the left, but you can progress forward. I'm getting low on charge beams, but I don't think I need to leave the heal. There are not too many trainers left here. Gloom, however, does resist my electric moves, so I'll use Swift on it. Sleep Powder misses. I want a Butterfree to use Sleep Powder. Compound Eyes makes it 90. Agility is cool. It's cooler than Twister. Though that Dragonite, or that Dratini is modest, so Twister would be marginally better on it than it would be on a non-special boosted Dratini. But the moves it knows has no effect on the trade or anything after it, so it really doesn't care what I teach it on the way to its evolution. Billy grew to level 40 and can learn the move Magnet Rise. That allows it to levitate and avoid ground type moves. I really don't care about Magnet Rise. If I encounter a Pokemon that's using ground type moves, I will switch out. Assuming it's not a Diglett with Arena Trap. Alright. I do want to have the dowsing machine out for this room. Usually I have the dowsing machine registered by this point because I'm done with growing berries, but since I'm only playing twice a week and not remembering to grow my berries. Oh, that's really annoying. Because I accidentally opened the menu, the dowsing machine would have closed. So there are both hidden items and visible items on this floor. And the first one of them is right there. I believe there's one other hidden item down here. But I have to battle this rocket as well, which means the dowsing machine will not be out anymore. I think they really did not do the dowsing machine well in Generation 4, but it was better in later generations. So I tried several things to allow Muscle to evolve into Machamp. Now I know that if I plan on using a Pokemon that evolves through trade, I need to start the game through the Universal Pokemon Randomizer and enable that setting at the beginning. So before my next playthrough, I will be making sure to double check all the Pokemon I get. And of course, when I edit this playthrough for a shorter form YouTube video, that won't matter anymore. All that will matter is that I have the Machamp, not how I got it. Apparently I battled this rocket at their hideout. I accidentally ran into him while looking for the hidden items, so I have to battle him now. So many Pokemon that resist fighting type moves that I'm running low on paybacks now. I don't even care if you make Machamp faint. If you just want to go ahead and explode for me, that would be acceptable. But now, I have to keep fighting. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Apparently he's one of the stooges. A Max Ether. Very useful for challenge runs. When you just can't be bothered to restore your HP or your power points and have yet to find any Lepa berries. There's also a revive down here, and that is the last hidden item in this section. We have one more rocket to face before getting to the director. Curiously, an executive is not the one guarding the director. All the executives are in the tower. I will use my last payback to do significant damage to Coughing before he smokescreens me. And the last Pokemon I'm fighting here is another Coughing. It will make me go second, but I'll use Vital Throw since it decided to use Smokescreen. I'll use a move that does not miss. Though if Karate Chop had hit and gotten a critical hit, he would have fainted. But Machamp learns Cross Chop at level 40. Cross Chop has an 80% hit rate, but it has 100 power and 80 accuracy. I will get rid of Foresight because I have a move that is guaranteed to hit evasive foes in Vital Throw. And I have Payback to hit Ghost types, so I don't really need Foresight on it anymore. Mother's Calling again. Right here is TM82 Sleep Talk. It allows you to use a random move while you're sleeping. Who, what? You came to rescue me. Thank you. Shito, Tomu. Chomu. Sorry. Chomu is the word for why. Shito, yak, chomu. And now we get the amulet coin, which doubles the prize money. So that's why things that you need to buy can wait until this point, because now you're getting double money. I'm going to use the dowsing machine real quick to make sure I got all the hidden items from my first trip here. I did not. I missed this one. This is the one I always miss. And it's not there anyway. A paralyzed heal. But I got everything else down here. On my way back up into the department store's first floor, I will be able to get all the items that my mom has been sending me. Not the 6th floor. That doesn't help me. Let's check what the rooftop lottery has on Fridays, since I came all the way up here. Talk to the other one. She'll tell me what I can win. TM42, Dusk Ball, or Berry. What is TM42? Is it one that I already have? No. What's TM42? I know a lot of things about Pokemon, but I do not have the TM list by number memorized for every move. Probably about half of them. From Generation 3 onwards, it's Facade. Facade pairs well with Machamp's Guts ability, because Facade does more damage when inflicted with the same status conditions that Guts boosts. And most Pokemon that can learn any TMs can learn Facade as well. So if I decide I need a normal type move on Machamp, I would probably pick Facade. I walked out of the door before talking to the delivery man. Charity berries. Hyper potion. So she's giving me higher level potions now. Chilan berries. Yachi berries. I know those are ice type moves. After another set of items from Mom, 2, 8, 10 different type berries. I believe it's the Colbur berries that do dark, and she tends to take a while to send those. Hello, Ava-chan. Welcome back to the stream. You've got me for my last half hour or so. Let me put Rocky back up front because it's the lowest level member of the team. We're approaching the end of the rocket takeover of the radio tower. The last bit of rocket quest line in the game. I love the Team Rocket takeover music though. Alright, now that we have the card key, we can open up the other side of the radio tower. We've got a couple minor grunts and 3 executives left to face. Is my webcam not on? I have webcam on. Hello. So you mean, like an overlay to display on stream, not a webcam specifically? Well, as I put in all of my bios on Twitch, I'm not currently looking for any graphic art stuff. If I have an antidote, I'll go ahead and use one. Actually, I'll use the heal powder because I don't like having those items in my inventory. Using essentially a full heal on Onyx doesn't really make sense for just a poison, but... Alright, now that I've come all this way, I am finally fighting Proton for the second and final time. He is moderately stronger than he was at the Slowpoke well, but... Onyx even outspeeds Golbat. Granted, I'm 11 levels higher, but you would think Golbat would be the faster Pokemon than a giant rock snake. I am not looking to get any art through commission because I would like to try making it myself first, as I do have some experience in designing graphics. And then if I've given it a shot and I don't like how it looks, then I will look into commissioning someone else to do it. I just need to find a good solid chunk of time that I'm not streaming or working to actually put reasonable effort into it. I don't want to just throw something together just to have something. Alright, so Onyx fainted again, and it wouldn't really been much help for the next trainer anyway, so. We go up another floor and we encounter Ariana again. This time it looks like you're really all alone, which is true. I don't have a partner battling with me, but she doesn't have the other rocket that was going to battle with her here. So it's still a one-on-one. And yes, Lance's Pokemon were level 40 at that point. He was using a level 40 Dragonite when my Pokemon were around level 30. But I still was the one who carried that fight. Let's be real. Onyx would have been decent against Murkrow, but I use a Cross Chop since it's Dark Flying. It's a neutral move. I would have taken it out even without the crit. And her last Pokemon is Vileplume, which is why I said Onyx would not be the Pokemon I'd want to use for this battle. I did not mean to use Karate Chop though. Payback is the move that I have that will deal the most. Actually, Cross Chop between the uh, Black Belt item, which I actually forgot to equip, and the same type attack bonus would probably be more. I should equip Muscle with a Black Belt and equip one of my Pokemon with the amulet coin, so that if I use that Pokemon, I get double money. Dini's level 27, getting close to that level 30 evolution. Alright, I need to go heal, but let's take care of my items first. Give the black belt to Machamp to boost its moves. I'll leave the silk scarf on Rocky. I'll give Billy the amulet coin. I don't really need the shell bell healing. It's not that good. Alright, so the last trainer of the tower has 2 dark fire types on his team, which means that Onix's rock moves will in fact be super effective against them. He also has a coughing, which just gets in the way, but... And the first of his dark fire types, Onix is actually more than capable of taking out, because it is the fire type Pokemon with the lowest base defense of any fire type. It's actually a Pokemon I did a solo run with, and its poor defense was quite the hurdle to overcome. Since it was a solo run, I wasn't letting it evolve. We will see the base form once, and then the evolved form every time we do the Elite Four. It's Houndour and Houndoom. Now we're going to see. Houndour is one of my favorite Pokemon. Who doesn't like a dark fire dog? I might like Ninetales a little bit more as far as fire types go, but Ninetales doesn't fit the way I like to play the games. So his Pokemon are fairly high level, so I will drop a save before I go up there. So this elevator takes me to the observation deck, and we will encounter the interim boss of Team Rocket in the absence of Giovanni. Archer, you managed to get this far? You must be quite the trainer. We intend to take over this radio tower and officially announce our comeback. That should bring our boss Giovanni back from his solitary training. We are going to regain our former glory. I will not allow you to interfere with our meticulous plans. The executives, particularly Archer and Ariana, do appear in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but they're not named in those games. But it has been confirmed that they are in fact the same people. Houndour has poor physical defense, but Rocky's attack is so bad that I still couldn't take it out with a super effective rock throw. He is sending Coughing out next. I'm actually going to go ahead and switch into Billy. Houndoom is pretty fast, but nowhere near as fast as Electrode. Though, I was hoping to get a special attack boost or 2 off of Coughing, and then potentially one-shot Houndoom with one, but the poison means I've got one shot. Yes. And now low enough health that Houndoom could take me out very easily. Well, I did hit the charge beam. It did about half. And the Fire Fang takes me out, but I did get the static. So it's at least paralyzed, which means all of my Pokemon are likely to outspeed it. I don't need to worry about speed control with Rock Tomb. Rock Throw does more damage. I don't resist the Feint Attack, but Feint Attack is a physical move. And I'm able to finish Archer. bringing Rocky to level 40. No, forgive me, Giovanni. How could this be? Our dreams have come to naught. As Giovanni has done before me, I will disband Team Rocket here today. So we have disbanded Team Rocket. I would say not to the level that Red did, but you know. Oh, you have already defeated them. I would think once you've rescued the director, then he should be allowed to leave the basement and, I don't know, contact the police to finish off Team Rocket, but that one was on me. So I got the rainbow ring. If you are playing Soul Silver, you'll get the silver ring instead. But I chose to do this in HeartGold because I would rather go up the bell tower than go through the Wall Islands. So now we can freely go talk to the director anytime we want. Despite this radio tower being taken over by Team Rocket, they are still going to leave every floor open to the public. There are, however, some things I can do. I can talk to her, and she gives me TM11, which is Sunny Day. Powers up fire type moves for a while, also weakens water type moves, and has some other effects, like speeding up grass type Pokemon that have chlorophyll, or making Solar Beam not need a turn to charge. Bright Powder slightly lowers the accuracy of the opponent. So if you want to put that on a Pokemon, you can potentially make it miss a move or two. And it is not quite yet 5 o'clock. I was going to do a Buenos password if it were. I now have access to the lottery corner again, and I've gotten a fair number of trades and Pokemon with not my trainer's ID number, but I didn't get a match today. If you do all of the in-game trades and or trade with other players, chances are you'll at least get the 4th prize each day, which you get if the last digit matches. If the last 2 digits match, if the last digit matches, you get an Ultra Ball. If the last 2 match, you get a PP up. If all of them match, you get a Master Ball. Alright, we're going to see if I can at least clear the route between Mahogany and the ice path today. So I'm going to pull out Spearow so I can fly, and Totodile because there's a water patch on that route, and an item in the middle of it. So if I take Totodile, I can surf there. But before I actually go into Ice Path, I want to grab Sandshrew as well. So fly over to Mahogany. Is this... Okay, the girl's standing outside, which means this shop is open now. Are you bothered by that noise? That's me. My false teeth don't fit right and the gap makes noise. They don't have great things here, but they have enough. Pokemon are healed. So let's start heading towards the ice path. By the way, this guy, I didn't talk to him before, but I can buy the Rage Candy Bar, a key item. Prior to the Rocket plot line, he will block you from taking that path. But now that I have cleared the radio tower, he will let me pass. Even if you buy a Rage Candy Bar, He'll say, I'm sorry to upset you after buying one from me, but it had nothing to do with whether I would let you pass. Or something to that effect. This guy's got a Natu and a Kadabra. Natu I use a super effective move, but for Kadabra, any physical move should be enough. Dratini is now level 28, only 2 more levels before it evolves, and I'll be able to trade it in the next town. There's a free Max Repel sitting out there. There's also hidden items somewhere on this route, and there's also 2 trainers on this route that give you their phone number. One is a fisherman on the other side of the route, and one is the birdie keeper at the end. The birdie keeper at the end, birdie keeper Vance, when you rematch him, he will give you Carbos, which boosts a Pokemon's speed EVs by 10. Remoraid does not have great defense, so Onix has no trouble taking them out with the Silk Scarf boosted headbutt. Beating Fisherman with Onix. There's an ace trainer here. They tend to be a little bit more competent than the other trainers you encounter. Sometimes they'll even use more than one type of Pokemon. Some Reap's electric moves cannot affect me, but it can still use other things against me. There's also every possibility that I would have been staticked by my headbutt. Blossom is the other Pokemon, and I really don't want to face it with Onix. Yes, I'm 11 levels higher. I don't think it would take me out immediately. But Magical Leaf is a special grass type move, so it would have at the very least done a lot of damage. I'm going to leave the paralysis on Muscle as I continue through this route, so that I can get its Gust boost. I'm going to bypass that Ace Trainer for a moment, and to get the rest of the Pokemon Onix needs for its next level, I'll battle the Bird Keeper. Since I know I'm super effective against his Hoothoot and Pidgeotto. As a Pidgeotto for now. If you rematch him enough times, it will level up to a Pidgeot. So very close. Finish him off. Alright, now the Bird Keeper has been defeated. He also talks about the legendary birds. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are the 3 legendary bird Pokemon. I heard there are other legendary birds, though. I believe that refers to Ho-Oh and Lugia. We won't see Zapdos, Articuno. We won't be seeing Articuno or Moltres. We may possibly see Zapdos, depending on how the playthrough is going very late. If I need some additional training, I may seek out Zapdos. One of the gym leaders, who you can also rematch if you get their phone numbers, requires you to catch Zapdos. Not defeat, not run from, capture. So I usually save my Master Ball for Zapdos because I don't want to deal with capturing it, but I want the phone number. My special defense is already next to nothing, and he's using Metal Sound to lower it more. I suppose it's possible he has a special steel type move that would then knock me out with those special defense drops, but if he does, he never used it. Total loss on my part. Okay, I believe there's a hidden item uh, tucked away over here. Yes, an elixir. Which restores 10 power points to all of your moves. There's also a free Ultra Ball here. I'll battle that guy in a moment. First, I'm going to come surf out to the middle of the water. In this patch of grass, you can catch Tangela if you want it. But I'm over here for the item right now. Case in point, Tangela. Tangela is also one of the Pokemon that got a new evolution in Gen 4 that you can actually use before getting the National Dex. As soon as it learns Ancient Power, I believe, it can evolve into Tangrowth. Okay, now we will talk to the Super Nerd or Pokemaniac, one of the two. Pokemaniac. They have basically the same field sprite. Yeah, I'll be able to finish this route before I have to leave, but I don't know about Ice Path. Rhyhorn is paralyzed, so despite the speed boosts of Scary Face, I am now faster than it. Rocky grows to level 41 and wants to learn Iron Tail. It has a chance to miss, but so do all of my other moves. I'll teach it in the place of Dragon Breath. It's nice being able to paralyze Pokemon and have a special move, but Onix's abysmal special attack is even worse than its abysmal physical attack, and Iron Tail is at least powerful. If I can hit through the paralysis, nothing that is left on this route is going to survive a hit from Machamp. This is Fisherman Wilton. He is the one that gives me his phone number to rematch. So I will continue using Karate Chop sometimes when I just need to hit and don't need the absurd damage of Cross Chop. I am now both paralyzed and confused. I finally managed to break through. Dratini grew to level 29. Oh, so very close to 30. Maybe I should battle the trainers in Burned Tower to get that last little bit of experience. I never actually bothered to explore Burned Tower. I did what I needed to in there and left the trainers and items behind. That's the sort of thing I would cut out of a video, but while I'm live streaming, of course, I would show it. Fisherman Wilton says, forget about the Poliwag he lost. In fishing here, I sometimes catch items that people have dropped, like water stones. Fortunately, I don't need any stones to evolve any of the in-game trade Pokemon. It's mean enough that they give you a Pokemon that you need to trade to evolve. They also give you a Pokemon that cannot reach its final form in this game. You get a Magneton, but there is no area in the game in which you can evolve it into a Magnezone. I mean, Magneton is good enough as it is. You really don't need a Magnezone. I don't know why they even bothered to give it another evolution. Magneton is already so good. And Magnezone is a lot slower too. Sure, it hits harder, but it's slow. Alright, I will switch out Totodile for Sandshrew because I do not need the HMs, the water HMs while I'm inside the ice bath. I will go through it. Uh, there are not trainers in there, so it won't take me very long to get through if I use repels. Let me double check that there's not another hidden item out here before I go inside. I don't believe there is. Yeah, we're good. Ice Path also has solid music. I will put up a repel, a super repel. Then I will grab the dowsing machine again. I'm actually going to get off of my bike. So there's ice in here, just like Price's Gym. There's of course Cameron the photographer. He's all over the place. The solution for that sliding puzzle. There's a max potion on this rock. If you talk to the guy up there, he tells you that his shoes got stuck. And he dropped this item, which is the waterfall HM, but we need the 8th gym badge to use it. The hidden item is up there with him. The item you picked over there, it was an HM, wasn't it? I'm the one who dropped it, but I want you to keep it. You took the time to get it right. Din's Waterfall. Have fun climbing waterfalls. Me, I still need a new pair of shoes before I can enjoy waterfalls. Excuse the hiccup. And now a sneeze. Very sorry. Okay, so there's a strength puzzle on this floor. Don't we all love strength puzzles? Fortunately, in Generation 4, and actually I believe starting with Generation 2, I just use strength once and then can freely push the boulders. You don't actually need to push all the boulders down to make it through the next room, but if you want all the items, you do need to. I knew my repel would wear off. It always wears off while I'm in the middle of pushing these. Even if I used the max repel, it would have worn off before I was done. Alright, push that one out one, then down as far as it can go. Loop around, push it left, push it down. I have to push it down an extra spot so I can get around it. Back up and over to the left. This boulder we push up and to the right and up. Thankfully I didn't accidentally push it up 2 extra spaces, otherwise it would have been wrong. And then I can be looped back around and push that one down. And then I'll just drop down after them. That allows me to easily access the max potion that's hidden over here. I'm going to get back out the dowsing machine because it's typically what I want. So there's nothing in the bottom left, but there is a hidden item in the bottom right. That's why I got the dowsing machine out for a free carbos. So if you pushed all the rocks down, you can use them as your guide to go around and get into the middle. Alright, there's a rock you can smash right here, giving you easy access to the Never Melt Ice, which is a move that boosts the power of ice-type moves by 20%. Very helpful before the next gym, as it is a Dragon-type gym, and dragons are weak to ice-type moves. But you may not have ice-type moves, or an ice-type Pokemon, certainly. Which is why the Ice Path is so nice. You can get a move that boosts the power of Ice-type moves. You can get Ice-type Pokemon in here. But if you don't have an Ice-type Pokemon, do not fear. There's a solution for you, too. I need to go down on the space that has the rock. You might, even if you don't have an Ice type, you might have a Pokemon that can learn the Ice type move, Avalanche. So they really want to make sure that you're prepared for whatever may come your way in the next gym. Do I have a Pokemon that can learn Avalanche? I feel like Machamp could probably learn it. Onix would not surprise me either. No, neither of them can. Oh well. I wasn't sure I was going to teach it anyway, I was just curious. Alright, so there is more in this room. Both hidden and visible. Swinub is one of the Pokemon you can catch in here. Ground type, ground ice type, evolves into Piloswine as you saw on Price's team. Can also evolve into Mamoswine when it learns the proper move, which I think is also Ancient Power, actually. Mamoswine is awesome, actually. Alright, so I'm going to push that down a spot, and now we're going to figure out what we need to do to get both items. As I said, one of them is hidden, so I'll use a dowsing machine to show me where it is. You just need the rock pushed anywhere to get the iron. And then I can come right over to get the revive. Alright, we are almost out of Ice Cave, which is good because I need to leave soon. There's an additional item right up here, a protein, and once again, a kimono girl. Is that you, Patrick? Fancy meeting you here. To tell the truth, my sandals are frozen on the ice and I'm stuck here. In other words, my flip-flops are quick frozen with the ground. Well, it's no laughing matter. Would you push my back? Shove! Alright, as far as getting that item, it's not so simple, but not too difficult. Let's come around like... my bad. Like this. That's how you get the item. And it's a PP up. So, when you're finalizing your moveset eventually, you may be happy you've gotten that. Come out here, and we are now in Blackthorn City, the 8th gym town. Wow, you came through the ice path? You must be a real hotshot trainer. And inside this house is where you can trade the Dratini, or Dragonair, pardon me. If it is Saturday, hopping down this ledge, you can find Santos right here, who will give you the soft sand, which boosts the power of ground type moves by 20%. But for now, we're going to stop at the Pokemon Center, and that is going to be it for today's stream. If you watched live on YouTube or Twitch, thank you for being here. Whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. I hope that however your day is progressing, it is favorable to you. And I will see you after saving a lot of data. And next time.